money through this and got a lot of loans, and so we just put a lot of money into R&D and got a lot of loans. And then the second round was we decided to fix all that because we found out we were basically broke, and so we wanted to fix that decision and get back all the money that we lost somehow. So that was our strategy for round 1 and 2.
Told you, this is a real setting. So if you make the nonsense-based decisions, you do not have a great performance. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and then I'll take it over to Erica for the second slide.
So for round 1, we just accumulated a lot of debt. We figured we might as well just take out a bunch of loans. We tried selling our products at higher prices to see if we could make more money, which we might have wanted to sell them at lower prices so we could have sold more, which that's a debate to have. But we didn't expand internationally, and we stayed local, and we put in a lot of money into marketing and research and development, which is part of the reason why we took out all the loans and stuff, because we figured if we marketed, then people would hear about our products and buy them. We hired marketers and sales employees to try and sell more product and get the word out. And then we invested in CDs and bonds because we figured if we didn't have to pay them back immediately, we might be able to use the money in the future.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So then round 2, we kind of did what we didn't do round 1. We decided to expand each product internationally, depending on the area and its qualities. Excuse me. And then we lowered the prices of products being sold compared to round 1, where we went higher. We hired an HR employee, and then we fired our previous employees, and then decided to, sorry, my roommate's dog's going crazy. And then we decided to not take out as much debt because we realized that kind of hurt us the first round, and our cash flow kind of plummeted. And so we just tried to recover from round 1 with our debt and trying to raise our stock price. I don't know who's name.
Okay.
And then basically what we learned, it was quite difficult. We were still a bit confused, mainly because the recovery didn't entirely work. Accumulating the debt and using the strategy we had obviously didn't work, and a lot of this we saw in the charts that we had. Our stock price dropped drastically, and a lot of the revenue that we were hoping to have did not happen. So we have a lot of work to do to figure that out.
Okay. Okay. So how to figure it out?
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Well, we are going to actually, look at what was not get a ton of money, and also we lowered our prices to like Kevin and Leslie said, we lowered our prices, and then also we're hoping to during these presentations learn what a group better than us did and maybe get some tips. So that's our strategy for right now.
All right. Okay. So actually, when I based on your the presentations, okay, then I strongly recommend that you need to find better informations, okay, better information to guide you to set up your own strategy, okay. Actually, this simulation provides the customer satisfaction index, okay, not exactly customer satisfaction, but it is directly related to customer satisfactions, how your customers actually want to, okay? So you need to find out that, okay? Then based on this customer satisfaction, you set up your strategy, okay? All right, so the first thing you are confused about, not confused, actually, you didn't take the, enough time to understand the setting, okay? So probably financing strategy will be the first one you recognize, oh, it is a problem, okay? So financing strategy, so you just understand that, okay, if you don't use much debt, okay, then your company needs emergency financing or just broke up. Okay, so it's a good lesson. All right, it's a good lesson. So you need balance. Okay, indirect financing, something like that, and direct financing. Okay, you're taking raising your stocks. Okay, you need to balance this. Okay, and all right. So strategy is strategy. So stay in the local or internationally. Okay, it depends on your understanding the market. All right, understanding market and the customers. Okay, it depends on the markets and customers. Okay, it depends on your perspective on the markets. Okay, so which one is good? No, there's no good one, but one can be better than the other. Okay, so you need to think about this. Okay, okay. Right now, you need to read the manuals. Okay, okay, and more. So you need to figure out what information is available, okay, around this game. Okay? You need to take, okay, the necessary information for you. Okay? Based on this information, you can set up your own strategy. Okay? That's my suggestion at this point. Okay? So if you disappointed your performance, don't worry. Okay? Now is a competition round one. Okay? So this is a perfect opportunity to change this trend. Okay, so please find more information to help you set up your strategy at this point. Okay, all right, great. Okay, all right, okay, great. But yeah, I understand that you want to rebuild your own secret, okay? But anyway, they will have a chance to try to change this trend. Okay, so my suggestion makes sense. All right, great, thank you. All right, so team 2, right? Jensen, you're team 2, right? Yeah, team 2. Team 2 is done, and so team 1, you are ready, or team 3 will go? Team 3, you want to go first? Okay, so team 1 is ready. Team 1 can go. All right, so who will be the presenter? Okay, brilliant. All right, so you are presenter. Okay, brilliant, you are the presenter right now. All right, great.
Okay, so our team is myself, Breland, Joaquin, Jack, Zion, and Hallie, and in the simulation, our name is Global Leadership. So we started out really confused. We weren't quite sure what the objective was or how to achieve a successful run in the simulation. We were constantly back and forth in the manual trying to nitpick all the little details to make sure that it was perfect, only to realize it wasn't really working. And now Jack is having technical difficulties with his mic, so Joaquin will break down our results and touch on some of the mistakes that we made, and then we'll talk about our next steps and what we can do to improve as we move forward.
All right. It's a very, very natural. Okay, great.
So for results, we did see a little increase in most of the aspects that you can see in round 1 and round 2, except for the return of assets, which is negative, but we still increase our assets and we start creating revenue from those assets. Our net profit increased by selling more and trying to reduce the costs of production. And at the beginning, the first one, to be fair, when like you can see the stock price went really down, but we started because that was, I'm gonna talk about that in my slide, because we issued a lot of stock and then we took a lot of debt that didn't look good for our shareholders. But yeah, our net profit started going up a little and our share of revenue too.
Okay.
So now that this is my slide where I talk about different areas. So for the ventures, we actually purchased a venture which ended up having a negative return, which we don't like to see, because the whole idea, like the first round, we took a lot of debt in order to finance that new venture, but in the end, it had worse results than the other products we already were offering. Then we allocated the same budget for every product, despite that they each have different capabilities and different revenues that incurred in lower returns.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, when it comes to financings, unfortunately, the loans we used to pay for the venture, they were really high interest rates, and we issued too much stock, which caused the stock price to go down. With regards to marketing, we didn't market our products enough. I believe marketing is a key issue in increasing our sales and revenues, and unfortunately, we didn't do that. And then we offer really low price to try to get, like we mentioned before, a cost differentiation. But in the end, due to the low sales, we had lower revenue too.
Okay.
Ali, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Haley.
Perfect. Okay. So there are 4 main steps really to changing corporate strategy. You start with a plan and then you implement it, you watch it, and then you review to see if it's really working for you. Then you can start over if you need to after seeing what works and what doesn't, which is what is next. Since we've already completed all the steps in the practice round and reviewed what went wrong, we really piggybacked off of that to actually come up with a few things that we think we should do better. Since we tried to take out a venture in the very beginning, it really hurt us, so we plan on not doing that to start and not taking out any big loans. The big loan we thought we needed put us more in debt because it was just too much to pay back, and with the interest piling on, there was just not enough revenue coming in. And that was from the very beginning. So we plan to reduce costs from the beginning in that way and then focus on budgeting for each product based on what we think it can bring in. And hopefully that'll lead to higher revenue. And then by budgeting for each product based on market and customers, we can also set aside enough. And we think with higher product costs and more marketing, hopefully our revenue would increase and make us more successful.
Okay.
Now, just to wrap things up, we've made a decent amount of mistakes. Ooh, my computer's acting up. And we really had to like take a look and see like what we can do. But like according to Hallie's point, like we are looking to get back on track. I believe like the best thing that we can do currently is to get rid of our liabilities and to make smart business decisions, like not taking out loans, paying the debt back that we can, putting more money back into marketing, And I firmly believe like once we get out of these negatives, numbers, and like actually figure out like what else we need to do, I think that we can like turn this business around and help have a more positive return over this next simulation time.
You're right. Okay. All right, you done? That's it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
Any question, comments on this presentation? All right. Anyone? Any comment? Any question? All right. Okay. You say confused. Okay. So, team one, you say confused. Okay. It is very natural you're confused because you are doing the job. You're doing the job. Usually, which is usually the top management do. Okay. So it is very natural. Even you don't have any experience. Okay. All right. You just read textbooks. That's it. All right. Then you don't have any experience. You don't have any sense about the corporations. You don't have anything about to make these decisions. Okay. You just taste this opportunity in advance. So it is very natural. Okay. It is very natural that you're confused or sometimes you're disappointed the performance. Okay. It is so natural things. So you don't need to disappoint it. Okay. You don't need to disappoint it. Okay. You are learning. You are learning. So once again, my suggestion is very simple. At this point, if you're confused, you don't have enough information about that to make decisions. Okay. All right. So, in sometimes, if you cannot make decisions, you don't make decisions. That will be the best strategy. But if you have to make decisions, you need to collect some information to have a good decisions. Okay. So this time, you try to have enough information to make these decisions.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it was my fault because I got like too greedy trying to get this new venture without like too much information, like you mentioned.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's a common mistake in business. You get too greedy, you get too rushing stuff, and that's in the end, it didn't turn out well.
All right. Okay. All right. So the more information can help you. Okay. And second thing is your cost. You understand now the cost. Okay. Liabilities. Okay. Liabilities. So liability is cost. Okay. So financing strategy is about cost. Okay. Your service, your products, selling internationally, this is product side, your service side, product differentiation side. Okay. All right. So we talked about that. Product differentiation side. Okay. Or local adaptation side, local responsiveness. Okay. These are increased. Okay. This increase local responsiveness or local adaptation, your product side strategy, and reduce cost. Okay. Then if you have these gaps between these two, okay, more gaps, more values, okay, then you have competitive advantage. This is the main concept of international business or strategy management. So now you are experiencing the cost side, okay, financing strategy. Okay? So usually in the real setting, okay, reduce cost strategy, reduce cost is much easier compared with the product differentiations because think about that, your cost, you can control almost anything. You can control almost everything. Because it is within organizations. Okay. So now it's a good time to practice how to reduce cost. Okay? Then reduce cost, then you have more financial resources and invest in product differentiations, local adaptations, local responsiveness. This is a good cycle. All right, this is a good cycle. Okay, all right. Then I told you this is not a simple game, not an easy game. Okay, so you just want taste, okay, of a real setting. Okay, this is much simplified game compared with a real setting. Okay, so this is just practice, just taste of the real settings. Okay, your performance, even you are disappointed in your performance, okay, you have a positive return in 2 rounds. It's great thing. It's good thing. Okay, it's a promising to improve. Okay, so you have great potential to improve your performance. Okay, so if in the practice round you have your own strategy, if it didn't work, you can use other strategies. You can set up, okay, a better strategy. That's it. Okay, we talked about that. Some strategy, existing strategy, emerging strategy, and your organization, your corporation can grow. Okay. All right. That's pretty much about my suggestion at this point. That makes sense? Okay. All right. Yes, I'm your consultant, but don't confuse. I'm an independent consultant, but I'm not your team member. Okay. All right. So you cannot use me as your team member. What about for our future business? No way. No. All right. So because I just reject all the job offerings this because your business, I don't know your business. Okay. So which side, which part, which industry. So actually you do your own business. You are the business leader. Okay. Future business leader. I'm educating future business leader. Okay. I'm not seeking my job. Okay. All right. So team 1 is done. And which one is last? Team 2 done. Team 1 done. Yes. Team 3. All right. Team 3. So team 3, are you ready? All right. Patrick, you will be a presenter, right? Patrick. Okay, right now you are presenter.
Okay, there we go. Alrighty then. So yeah, just a little overview of both the rounds that we went through.
Okay.
So
for marketing, we raised the price on the SBUs that were forecasted to increase and decreased the price on the SBU that was forecasted to decrease. We increased the marketing budget and new product research on all of them, and we hired a sales rep for each one as well. Okay. We didn't export anything for round 1, but we also increased operations technology and quality programs. Okay. And we changed the capacity to cover the 5% depreciation. And we hired a service rep for each SBU.
Okay.
And we sold stocks to cover some of our cost for this round. So that was for round one.
So your marketing expense focused on the local market?
Yes.
All right. So it is in the USA, right?
Yes, our like home location.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, like she said, we sold a lot of stocks. We increased and decreased the pricing of our SBUs, and we didn't take out a bank loan because we wanted to try to prevent like constantly having to pay out loans and be in debt. And then after the first round, as you can see, everything either increased like somewhat or increased drastically, such as like the net worth, cumulative net worth, and stock price. However, our share of revenue went down. But yeah, I mean, like we increased, decreased pricing, sold stocks, hired HR reps, stuff like that, and at the end of the day, it worked out in our favor.
Okay.
For the second round, we basically had a similar approach, but we decided to take more money away from our marketing side and put it into operations, trying to see how the game would respond to maybe increasing one thing over another, and just try to get a feel on what might decrease our value coming in and whatnot. So we decreased marketing across the board by a good bit, about 15,000, 10,000, depending on what SBU it was and what the forecast was going into the next round. Then operations we increased with the same idea of a lesser value SBU getting not as much, and then a higher valued one in the next round being our more money being pushed into it. And everything held the same, and we didn't do much financing this round because we still had decent money from round one. Increased HR by a little bit, hoping to fix some things with effectiveness in products. We have to produce less.
Okay. All right.
Like you said, we kind of kept most of the stuff the same, except we also adjusted a lot of stuff in operations and financing, which, as you can tell by, the abundant red, did not end very well. I mean, it didn't get down too bad, but it definitely was like a noticeable difference, in that some of the stuff we kept the same throughout round 1 and 2. We might have needed to change a little bit and kind of stick with the same routine that we did in round 1. And then some of the stuff that we changed in round 2, we might need to either lower it or increase it, just to kind of keep all the stuff relatively, positive and green, as well as try to make as much profits as we can. And then just a general, bar graph of like the cumulative net profit and stuff like that. Just a more visual representation of kind of what the graphs were saying.
Please go back to your previous slides. Okay. So all the index, all the performance, okay, are red, but cumulative net profit is little. Oh, so
yeah,
actually your previous round 2 net profit is decreased. So actually it's not cumulative net profit. Okay. We just, don't, think about net profit. So all the performance index are red. Okay. This is problematic because in the period one, so you have a great positioning in your product in the local market, not expanding market. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So in the period 2, all the reds. Okay. This is a problematic. So you can start very good, but actually you just did.
Yeah, we kind of like experimented with other stuff just to see like how it would come back. Since it was practice rounds, we kind of just wanted to get more of an idea of what happens if we do stuff here, what happens if we do stuff here, and so on and so forth. So it was kind of just like round 1 obviously worked out in our favor, and round 2 just didn't really work out. So some of the stuff that we did in round 1, we definitely need to carry on to round 2 rather than just kind of keeping it how it was.
All right. Actually, you raised the price, right?
I believe so. I remember that we increased the capacity a decent amount, but I don't know if we increased. Yeah, for the hardware and software, we increased the price a little bit more, and then I think for systems, we increased it a little bit more as well because it was kind of mellowing out for sales.
Okay. Then probably you need to more, the bull market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So actually, you keep your company in the local market in the USA, and market can be saturated very fast, very fast. All right, then probably you can find better markets internationally. So your strategy is the very simple strategy. So you produce it, and you consume in the USA. Okay, so it's a good time to find a better market. All right, large market. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So in the competition round, probably you will start with the positioning of the period one. Then you can change your strategy internationally. Okay. Yeah, very quickly, very quickly. It's good. It's good. Good start. Good start. It seems that you are learning. You are learning. Okay. It's good. There are a lot of good signs from your presentations. Okay. Please go ahead. Any more?
No. That's the end of it.
Yeah. This is it. Okay. So this is just graph. Okay, great. All right. Great. All right, good. Okay. So any question, comments on this presentation? All right, good. Okay. So it seems that each team has its own level to understand about how to manage international markets with your own company. Okay, so basically at this point, because the purpose of this practice round, two practice round, is understanding this game technically and conceptually. All right, conceptually. So please keep in mind, this game is not just randomly decided game. Okay, you need to understand it first. Okay, to understand it, you need to have enough information about it. Okay, based on these informations, okay, you understand what this is and how it works, how it is working. So the concepts, all the decisions, okay, you need to understand how to make good decisions. Okay, the essential items, your weapons are the informations. Okay, a lot of information is available around this game. In this game, actually itself, the menus basically. Okay. All right, so please use it. And this simulation provide many information each round. Okay, so the good information to guide your strategy is basically customer satisfaction related index. Okay, how customers are thinking about your product. Okay, then this is product differentiation side, local adaptation side. Okay, reduce cost. Reduce cost is very, very important because you can do it perfectly. Okay, because you can control everything. The cost side, things. Okay? You can control it. All right. So this is pretty much about today. And any question, comment? Okay, so if we have still have more time, so I'm gonna create breakout rooms for your team meeting. Okay. Okay. If you want it, you can use these breakout rooms to have your team meetings for round one. Okay. If you wanna, okay, other video conferencing platforms like Zoom, you can use it. Okay. So it's totally up to you. Okay. There's a high economy to choose it. So please go ahead. I will be here. Okay. During our class time. So until what 1:30 or 1:45? I'm not sure, but my microphone is muted for the meeting. So please let me know if you have a question by chatting screen.